Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important example related to Router.Navigate method, where we will see how to create a process, like how to create a URL with the passed input parameter. Okay, prior to this session, we talked only about a way through which we were using the Router.Navigate method, but with a simple route, not with a parameter, right? But in this session we are going to see an example where we will be passing one parameter also. Okay, so by the end of this session you will be able to understand how to pass parameter along with a route using Router.Navigate method. Okay, alright, so let's get started. Here you can see we have this and just one more thing, like before we start the session, in case if you before you refer this session, I would recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use Angular Route.Navigate method, right? But prior to that you should know about the basic things like what is route, what is component, what is commands, and all the basic stuff. And for to understand it, like for reference, you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. From there you can take a reference of it. Okay, so it contains almost 3000 plus resources to learn about not only about the Angular but other programming as well. Okay, alright, so let's start it. Here you can see we have one heading that shows Angular 19 course by Sharmit. Post that we will put the second heading that will show the today's topic name, that is Router.Navigate method with parameter in Angular. So this is the title of today's session. Now post that we will put one HR, that is nothing but a horizontal row, just to separate out these two headings with the actual content. Now to demonstrate this thing we need some components. So you can see here we have component like about component, content component, and services. In about component I just create the default component and just change the heading. Like it earlier, it was by default it was about works, but I made it to about page. In case if you don't know how to create component, you just need to write the command nggc, which is for Angular generate component, and then the name of the component, for example about. Okay, so this is the thing. Now the second thing is, once the component is created, you can see we have this about.component.html that shows about page. Likewise we have created the contact page in heading component, but rest files are the same, just change the heading, the paragraph heading. Okay, then we have this HTML file that is for services page. So this is how it works. So we have created this thing. Now it's time to configure it, and as per the parameter call, because we want to pass the parameter. Okay, so let's see how the configuration would be different. So we will go to app.route.ts. here we have routes array, just expand it and put the path in curly braces. So we will write here path colon, and here I will write about, but this time I also want to pass one ID with it, so I will write like this. Okay, about. So we just passed it as a ID. Now the next thing is but with ID there should be one colon also. Okay, because this is a dynamic thing. Then we will put here comma component comma about component. Perfect. Now you can put comma over here, then path colon, and then the second rest of the path would be same, because I don't want parameter in those routes. So I will just write here route and component colon contact component, then comma, then something is wrong here with the spelling, let's fix it, component. Okay, fine. Now we will add the third, that is again with the path. So path colon services comma component colon services component. Alright, so this is ready. Now you can save it and it is done. Now to use it, what we will do, we will go to app.component.ts file. Here we will import one thing, that is router outlet. Perfect. Now firstly I will show you the HTML part of code, and then we will define the logic in this TS file. So let's go to app.component.html. Here I will firstly put one heading just to show that page. So here I will write app page. Okay, app page. Then we will write here button. So button, in button I will write go to about with user ID 5. So this is my agenda, like I want to click this button when I want to go to about page, or out you can write about page with user ID 5. Okay, and let's bind this with one method. So here I will write click go to about parenthesis, and this time I want to pass the ID as 5. Maybe later you can make it dynamic, but for now just 5. Now we will also add here router outlet, because we want to show that thing to screen. So I will just mention router outlet. Okay, now let's go to app.component.ts, because there we will write the entire logic. So in app.component.ts we will simply, let me go to that post, app.component, where is app.component.ts? Yeah, here. So here, as per the requirement, we will define the method. So firstly I will write here a constructor private, and router, we need router, so I will write like this, enter. It is imported, you can see here, and then you can put a curly braces opening closing. Then we will write here the method name, that is go to about. It will receive one ID, so type would be number, so I will just define like this, not like this, it should be number. Okay, then expand it with curly braces, and inside this we will write the logic. So this dot router.navigate, this dot router.navigate, and then opening closing parenthesis. Inside this we will put a array where I will mention just about with one parameter, that is ID. Okay, so this ID should be passed here, and then save it. So this is ready. We just put a semicolon just to make it saved. Okay, so let's try to run this as it is, and then we will show, like we will also see like how to capture that value which we are passing from here in the about page. But prior to that, let's run it. So ng serve -- open enter, wait for a few seconds, and it will show you the output. So you can see we have got this heading, that is Angular 19 goes by text Sharmit. Let me close the other tabs. Okay, then we have router.navigate method with parameter in Angular, app page, go to about page, user ID 5. So just click on it, you can see we are on about page, and the ID is also passed as 5. That means it is working fine. But in case if you want to receive this value in about page also, so what logic you need to write there? Let me show you. Go to about, this thing we will do in the about page component.ts. So about component.ts, okay, it is already there because I explained this in previous session. So let me explain it. Okay, so what we have one user ID string where we will be holding it. Then we define one constructor private route activated route. So basically this will help us to find out which route is activated, and from there we will get the parameter value. Then I defined ng on init method. If you don't know about the ng on init, you can refer the previous session because there we have already covered it. Okay, otherwise it will take lots of time. Then this dot user ID is this dot route dot snapshot dot param map get ID. So basically this line will help us to get the ID that we have received. Okay, and to use this thing you need to import this activated route. Once it is there, then you are good to use it. Okay, so that means in this page we have received it. Now it's time to print it. So to print it, you can simply write parameter received colon is not just not a part of syntax. This is just for showing it differently. Okay, now inside this you can simply write user ID and save it. So now if you see, it shows the parameter also. Okay, that means it is working perfectly. Let me clear this first. Okay, when I click on it, you can see it is working perfectly. Okay, so this is how we can send the parameter through Router.Navigate method, and also we discuss how to receive that value. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.